Well, I know there's a lot of you on this group, on this page, that are going through a lot of turmoil, heartache. I was that way. I went through a lot of stuff 2 years ago when I found out, when the mask basically slipped. But I want to tell you that the fastest way, or the best ways I knew how to get out of it, there were quite a few things. And one of the things that I'm going to call it getting outside. And that's, when we go through this thing, when we go through this depression, this blow to our future, our plans, one of the things I did was I basically started focusing on helping other people. Now, I did get a lot of help and support, so I kind of almost, 90% of the time at first, I needed the help, I needed the support. But what I started doing was looking at other people's situation and offering them support. What little advice that I had, what little information I could provide them, just what I did, and kind of letting them know that, hey, things were going to be okay. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're in a situation like that where you're just so this has been a month for you, then let the go in and put your story out there and get help, get support, get somebody saying, you know what, I went through this, and you'll come out of it, because you will. But man, it just feels like it's never going to end. It feels like your whole world's been shaken up, that things are never going to be the same, and things will never be the same. However, I would say to you that it'll look a lot different than what you think it's going to look right now, and it'll probably be a lot better and not as bad as what you think it is. So the other thing is, when I say get outside, I thought of another thing, and that's to get outside outdoors. Okay, if you've got access to outdoors and it's not too hot, it's like it gets out to about 105 degrees here in Texas. But even getting outside of your, where you live, your house, your apartment, your condo, or whatever, just even get out just for a few minutes every day, I think is something I would stress to people to do. And give yourself a break from, maybe some of the thoughts in your head that keep, I know I had this where over and over again it was just, how could this happen to me? How could she do this? It's just so unfair. I mean, this person that I put all my trust into, all my faith, and was so loyal to them, and they do this on me, and so, that thinking, I mean, you feel it. It's good to feel it. I would say feel it and get it down on paper too. That's the other thing, is journaling. Get it outside of your brain, because if you're like me, maybe you're not like me, but for me, I would get obsessed about things, and you know what? I felt like I was justified on it, because it's just so out of the human nature. It's just so out of being a good human citizen, on this planet, that this person would do this. But, I got it out on paper because what really needed to happen was I just needed to accept that that's who this person was, that this person didn't have my best interest at heart. And after I accepted it, then I was able to accept that, not everybody's like me, okay? It's almost like I almost had kind of an immature way of thinking, in that I really thought, and it's no fault of my own, it's not good or bad, it's just I really thought that people thought like me. And most people do, I think. But there's a few that don't, and that's kind of what rocked my world, So if you can get that acceptance, just get outside of yourself, drink lots of water, get lots of sleep. If you feel like sleeping, it's okay. Your body's telling you it needs sleep. There's a reason. I think one of the worst things that you can do to your body is to not get sleep. And if you're having nights where you're not sleeping, but it turns into more than, a few nights where you've got like multiple nights in a row, that will mess you up big time. And I've already had this experience. So what you want to do is maybe go to your doctor or something and get some ways to sleep, okay? And I mean, I tried meditating, folks, and my mind was so racing that 6th day. I could not focus at all. It was just horrible. And finally, I got some Ambien or Lunesta, one of those, for sleeping, and that helped. But anyways, it's just, there's things out there, there's people out there that will help you, just like. But what I'm saying is, take the help in at first, but give some of it back, because you'll feel better about it. Give it back in this group. Give somebody some words of encouragement. Tell them what you did, and they're not going to feel so alone. And it comes full circle. It's funny, the people that you. It's funny, it's kind of the pay it forward principle, where the people that you help aren't really going to necessarily be able to pay, or the people that help you. Let me get this straight. The people that help you, you're not necessarily going to be able to pay them back, but you just pay it forward to the next person. And it's a very cool way of being. And I can't stress that, we've already got these natural empathetic selves anyways, right? And so if we break contact with the narc, that empathy is going to go somewhere, right? Well, we need to take care of ourselves, definitely. We need to do what's called self-empathy, and that's, or self-compassion, and that's actually, giving ourselves, putting ourselves first. And actually, it's not selfish. It's not, oh boy, I'm not thinking of anyone else or whatever. You know what? It's okay, and that's healthy. It's healthy to put yourself first, just like the oxygen mask example. And I had to hear this every day for probably about 6 months, because I felt like I was just still like, I'm a bad person, and now I'm even a worse person because I'm being selfish. In my, the text I got from my narc, which eventually went away, where, what a bad selfish person I was being, blah, blah, blah. Of course, that was their way of trying to control, but you really need to give yourself that help, that compassion. And then I think once you do, that little bit of, tank that you've got filled with that love, you can give some of that out, and then it just multiplies. At least that's what I found for me. And with Facebook, it's safe, right? I mean, you can comment on somebody's thread, and they're not going to for the most part, nobody's going to call you up or interrupt you and in your recovery or anything. It's just, you put a little bit out there, and it makes you feel better. You get a little like, somebody says, hey, I really appreciate you saying that. Even just a like, because face it, folks, we didn't get a lot of likes from these narcs, right? This person in our life was just bringing us down. And so, it's just like, I'm in this group now mainly just to give back because of what was so freely given to me, it's like Dana and what she did. She took the time, and she had a lot of credibility with her videos. So I was like, here's somebody that knows what they're talking about. And then when she said to me, you were in love with an illusion, she's not real. It hit me like, okay, here's somebody that knows what they're talking about, has lots of credibility. Her videos are, thousands of views, now probably a million, but and then she's taken the time to actually, tell me it was an illusion, so, and that hurt. And you know what, I can feel that hurt right now. It was a thing of the dreams, but now, just notice how that, I just got a little bit, I went back there, got a little bit upset because I went back to that time when I found out. But I'm telling you, folks, it's so much better now. That sad feelings that I had, it lasts for 30 seconds. And now I'm just so excited about what I've got now, and I'm connected, right? When I talk to people now, I'm not this aloof, confident. Like, I'm confident, but I'm not aloof confident. At least, I don't think I am, but maybe I come across that way. But it's this connectedness that I feel with people now, because for so long I didn't have that, Because when the main person you're around, if you're not connected with them, and they're telling you you're not the type of person you're going to connect with people, and they're telling you, how bad you are and stuff, you're not going to connect with people because you're going to feel bad about yourself. So, yeah, so I wasn't expecting to get emotional about this, but I really, it's just, even that sadness, it makes me feel more human, That's something a narc is never going to be able to do, is just be thankful for things, That's the other thing, right? As long as I'm rambling, just be thankful for what you have. You're here, you're on Facebook or whatever, you've got a computer, you've got a phone, you've got something to communicate with the outside world. There's so many people that don't even know about this group, that are going through this stuff, that don't even know about this abuse, And it's just like, I just want to grab every one of them and give them a big hug, although I'm not a hugger. Just give them support and just let them know that, it's not the end of the world. In fact, it's probably the beginning of the rest of your life, if you've heard that before. There's so much more out there, folks. Each day I wake up and I am thankful, and I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. At least I did for the longest time. Went no contact with the narc, well, low contact, still had to text with the kids and that, but for the longest time, I kept waiting for the other shit to drop. And I'd almost look for it. I'd be like, well, today's going so good, something's got to be bad. And because I was programmed in that, in that kind of mindset with my narc, because the shoe would always drop, And when I went no contact with him, it's like I kept waiting for the shoe to drop, something minor would happen, and I'd be, oh my God, I can't believe this happened today, and it ruined my day, right? Because my mind was so programmed to looking for that one, looking for the eggshells to be crushed, It was so into that. And then after a while, it was like, nothing bad happened today, and then I got a perspective on things, helping other people, seeing where they were at, and I was saying, and not to sound condescending, okay? See, when somebody says that, they are kind of sounding that. Here's my point. Now when I'm helping people, I know that I'm not in your shoes. I know that I'm not there going through the struggles. But I remember, just like I remember now, just like it's still in me, but it's in perspective, so I know that I am having the good days. Because I can get complacent where I'm at and then start complaining about everything around me. But if I forget where I was. And by staying connected to these groups, I remember where I was, and it's a very cool way. If you see, I believe that we're trauma bonded with these people, and the trauma bonding is being it's having the drama, the extreme ups and the extreme lows. I think this is kind of a substitute for that trauma bonding because, we're so used to it. But why not do it in a positive way? Why not have that bonding experience with people in the group? I don't know if that makes sense, but I have this. If you want some excitement, if you want some pain, go in and dip into other people's pain, but help them out with it. So that's where I'm at. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I really, everything, it seems like, especially being around a selfish person, it brought out the selfish person in me. Because for a while, I really kind of didn't like who I was, But it seemed like the norm when I'm around this selfish person that I got to be selfish. That's kind of what they're used to. They project that on you, and so you kind of take it. And then, after the breakup, after the split, little bits of me that I remember, I had to dust them off, but I actually really like helping people and connecting with people. It gives me a high, but it's a good thing. It's building up instead of tearing down, and it's just this, being away and not having the, kind of the norm, like you've heard of that, norms that people have, or that group think. Companies have that too, where they have, board of directors, and they all make a decision that'll be like the worst decision in, the history of that corporation, but because one or two influential people were in that room, and because everybody else said, well, I guess that's the way we do it, that group think, when you're around people like that, you begin to think like them, and you definitely break that conditioning if you get outside of yourself, which is the original thing of this video I was talking about. You get outside of you don't isolate, because if you break it off with the narc and then you just sit there in a room or in a bedroom and cry about it, you're not getting any input, you're not getting any feedback, you're not getting your feelings or getting your beliefs challenged. But if you get on here and get in these groups, somebody's going to say to you, I know I do this all the time, and people might not like that I do this, but I prefer somebody kind of give me the truth, but in little doses, maybe make me feel good about it, and maybe a little bit of humor. That's what I like doing with people. I like going when they're in this rut, and I can tell a lot of times, you guys, when somebody's posting something and they're saying, I don't know what this person's deal is, I'll go in there and I'll just write, well, that's because, so-and-so this, and, this, because so-and-so is thinking about themselves, they're not thinking about you. Or I'll say something like, well, how do you expect a narc to think when they're a narc, Why do you expect them to be normal? Because I had to tell myself that 1,000 times. That's the only reason I can say it to you guys like that. Not because I'm trying to tell you what to do, but because I know where you've been, and I just think that's what I wanted somebody to tell me. But I had to hear it over and over and over again. People would say things to me and it would apply to other people. And it wasn't like I said earlier until Dana finally said, I heard the illusion, all that stuff, but when Dana said it, you got it from somebody personal, somebody that really listened to you, and yeah, man, that was like eye-opener for me. And because this group is so large, I can't chat with each one of you individually. I wouldn't be able to get my stuff done and my work, but I certainly love hearing from people, and if you tag me in a message, I love that. Don't always get to it right away. I do have a job that I have to attend to. So, but anyways, just get outside of yourself. Go outside, take a walk. About to wrap this video up. Go outside, take a walk. Help other people. When you get outside of yourself, you're not inside of yourself, which means you're able to focus on other people. That's what we do as empaths, right? We're good at that, so it should be a no-brainer. And because you'll probably have that void, and you want to fill it, and fill it with people that need it, not with some narc that's just going to try and suck the rest of it out of you. So anyways, guys, have a good day. Love y'all, and it's Thursday, and we're just about to Friday, so I think we'll make it. All right, see you tomorrow. Love you, bye.